racing these cars, I was in elementary school, I think. That's something.
That's fantastic!
I get goosebumps when I look at this picture because those guys still are keen on driving our cars on a racetrack.
And they stopped. I mean, my brakes were shit good. Excuse my friend.
Welcome to 40 years of Group C, a golden era of sports car racing. I'm currently sitting in the 1987 Le Mans winning car 962C of Hans-Joachim Stritzelstuck, Derek Bell and Al Holbert, and this was really the golden era of sports car racing. And for me it's like a fanboy moment because it's these cars and drivers I admired by growing up, and definitely something special to be here today at Leipzig. We have 6 cars of this time, a unique gathering of cars here. We are going to showcase them today to selected journalists. We have here Helmut Schmid, engine engineer, back in the days in Norbert Singer's team. We have a 5-time Le Mans winner here, as in Derek Bell. We have Hans Stucky Stuck, the star driver of the 70s and 80s, a 2-time Le Mans winner. And we have Bernd Schneider. He had a short 2-year stint in the Porsche 962. And we have, last but not least, Jochen Maas, one of the most popular German drivers at the time. And for me, these cars are real driving machines. Now there's enough of talking, and I think we should drive a little bit. So give it some gas. Absolutely stunning. I love these cars.
That's unbelievable. I mean, I could have done a few more laps. Yeah, just stunning to drive these cars. It feels quite modern. I mean,
Yes,
like, this is the car, how it handles. But mostly, I mean, the gear shifts and stuff, that's completely different to
Yes,
nowadays. And
yes.
a lot of people forget
Yeah, they do.
that how it is, like the dancing on the pedals with
that's right.
blip, heel and toe,
Yes.
clutching on each
Yes.
way up and way down. And I think that's the most different part to today.
Yes.
But I think just like grip-wise, even though we went quick for sure, grip-wise and just like how the car behaves, I think it's pretty modern.
These cars, I always found them very creature-friendly and very nice to drive. They're very comfortable and so on and so on. They're not really terribly demanding if you just want to drive it like that. So that's why it's a real pleasure to drive them again. And you know, you could do 24 hours with two drivers.
Yeah, we did.
And later, I mean, it became more and more difficult. The harder and the harsher the cars are, and everything more precise, it wears you out. And these cars allowed you to feel good after 2 hours even and longer. That was a lovely feature of these cars.
Yes. You guys started in the Group C era with 2 drivers just. You won the very first Group C race and the very first Group C 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1982. But later you stepped to 3 drivers. So what was the reason there?
It was after 83 when we actually came second, which was the hardest race of the lot. We were always trying to catch the car in front. But Jackie said to me in 83, he said, I think we should have 3 drivers. And I said, but who are we going to have? Jochen's taken already in another car.
No, I didn't want to drive.
Well, I didn't ask you. And I said, but who else is out there that isn't in the cars that I would like to drive with? And at that time, there really wasn't anybody. So we did another year together. But it was the hardest race we ever did because we had so many problems. And if you drove the race and you had no problems, it was easy for 2. But the year we had it, we kept coming up from last place to whatever. And it was harder than heck. We were both laid on a bed of ice afterwards to bring our body temperatures down. So it was tough. And then he said to me, we need 3, right? I went, yeah, that's it. And he retired. So that was So then I needed 2. But I also think 2 drivers had a better rapport.
Okay.
I knew him pretty well. I knew Jackie really well and Stucky later on. And you didn't need a 3rd because you could do it together. You knew you could do it. And you had respect for each other. The 3rd one comes in, it's like 3's a crowd.
You didn't know who to blame anymore.
No.
Never one to miss an opportunity. Derek Bell putting over onto the racetrack. But just look at these unbelievable scenes here at Le Mans.
You want to know something?
It's just fantastic!
No, it is so great to be back in this car and to drive it. Now the tires are warm, chasing you a little bit, you know. I mean, you never get it, but anyway. No, it's just, I mean, I'm so happy I can tell you.
Could have been another stint.
Yeah, sure, let's go do another 15 minutes, no problem, you know.
For me, something unique to drive these cars. I mean, hard. You can drive them hard. You can feel. I mean, the cars going perfectly straight. I mean,
and it's encouraging you, you know.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
the warmer the tires get, the faster you get. You have more downforce and everything. Oh, it's really so much fun. No, because you don't imagine how old this car is.
Yeah.
Imagine how old we are, not you, but I am, you know. And it still works. It is just absolutely great. You used to try my Stuck seat.
Yes.
It's a bit different. It is steeper in the back.
Okay.
Where you sit with your button goes lower down.
Okay.
So this will make me better fit in the car. Try it.
So you have more room with the
exactly.
with the head, right?
Exactly.
And this is still the same seat from back in the days. From
There's only one existing. Can you imagine how many times I farted in there?
I don't want to get in there. No, it doesn't matter. Is it? It's decades ago, so I think it should be okay now. Oh yeah, that's different. Yeah.
It's different, isn't it?
Yeah. You have more leg space. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me try the seat.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Look, inside, outside. Wow.
Perfect.
Thank you. The Porsche Museum is very particular in having their cars up and running even after many of these years. So we're not speaking here theoretically about how these cars were and not showing only movies. We can physically see these cars, smell these cars, and I was happy, you know, to drive these cars and what it takes to have these cars maintaining, have these cars up and running and obviously in perfect shape. These guys know about it. We have Alex, we have Helmut. So yeah, happy to be here. So just tell me, I mean, what does it take for a car like this to be maintained even after 30 years?
First, you must look that it's not burning the car. Yeah?
Okay.
You must change all fuels lines.
Okay.
And
Oil lines.
Oil lines.
Yeah.
And then,
All the rubbers.
yes, all the rubber.
And like the engine, is this like a big job to do, or is it mainly like the...
No, it's very easy.
Okay.
We check the compressor, we check the leak, and maybe we go to Steino.
Okay.
Make a test, short test, look about it's okay, and then new clutch, and then the engine is it's normal okay.
And how about like electronics?
The electronic, we check this. New batteries,
Then we
you
look-
must change the batteries all 5 years. When the battery, all this have a leak, it's a unit box, complete,
Finish.
finish. And you can not rebuild a new box, no chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can only work with what you have with the ECU units?
Yeah.
And do you need also like the old laptops, right, to connect, to be able...
The same as we have from 84 to
Okay.
now, 40 years old.
Crazy. What about the look of the car? I mean, like the decals and stuff and like the bodywork. I mean, I guess you want to keep it as original as it can be, right?
No, you have two possibilities. You can make the car before the start or after the race. That depends on what you want. For a lot of exhibitions in the museum and so, then it's often better. You have a brand new car, so that looks nicer.
Yes.
So you need a good mix from such cars and such cars and.
Yeah, so thank you very much for the insights, and so now you understand a little bit more on what it takes, to maintain these cars, and let's get ready for maybe another stint out there. I would be ready still in the suit and put on the helmet, and we're ready to go.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. So Ben, how was it?
It was absolutely great. Just feeling like never have left the car because it's right foot braking, using the clutch for down and up shift. But when you get in that car, immediately it's coming back and
So heel and toe still works.
heel and toe. So downshift, you need the blip.
Yeah.
And of course, what for me is still impressive is the brakes because that car has no ABS, but you got really good feedback on the pedal, how much pressure you can use before you're locking up the tires. So, and how quickly the car stops is really great. Yeah, you know, if he wouldn't be so young, we could get some experience in that car a long time ago.
That would have been the dream, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when you were racing these cars, I was in elementary school, I think, or something.
Yeah. But actually, you know, this is the one I never drove that car. Always had the short version.
That's a long tail, yeah.
It's a long tail for Le Mans, for the long straight. And I raced first time in 1991 at Le Mans, but it was already chicane, so we had the short version with us.
Yes.
And it creates even more downforce. So.
With a different rear wing, right? With a
Yeah, it was a higher one, and we had the single wing in the end. So it was really high downforce setting. Hatte uns, vielen Dank. Was cool.
It was cool to see you in a Porsche.
Yeah.
Again, after
Such a long time. It took very long. Hopefully not another 40 years.
Very nice. It's just lovely to be able to drive them, isn't it, without worrying. It's fun. You know, because you normally get in somebody's car and you go, he mustn't over-rev his car.
But it gives you, it gives you confidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, the guys that are rebuilding this car, they won't let you out with anything funny. And the car itself gives confidence.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
On turning in with the power, with the grip and everything,
Yeah,
it's just great.
That's fabulous. And they stop. I mean, my brakes were shit good. Excuse my French. The brakes were so good, I couldn't
Especially when
believe
you do couple laps, then everything gets really onto working
Working,
temperature.
yeah.
And then it's really cool.
Yeah. I started to worry about the temperatures and I go, I can't fucking see them anyway.
No, but I had
But there's no need.
I had 83 water.
Me too. Yeah, me too. That's all it was. And nothing else on anything else. I mean, nothing was getting hot. I don't believe it.
No.
I was the only other thing getting hot, I guess. And I went, actually, you can go as fast as you like in this fantastic car, and you've got to do it. Just because you'll possibly never do it again, because there's no reason for them to bring them out.
You're right, absolutely.
You know, so no, it's fantastic, and they all run. Look at it, perfect. There's no oil. It's just ridiculous.
So
that's it. So what happens now? Barbecue? No, we've had a barbecue.
cup of coffee.
So we're here at Leipzig to celebrate 40 years of Group C, golden era of sports car racing. And I'm with Achim, he's the head of Porsche Heritage and Museum. Wow, 40 years of Group C era.
It's a big moment to celebrate this special era in motorsports for Porsche here in Leipzig at the Experience Center, because the cars are back on track. So there's no better place than here to drive the cars, especially you know the track. We have all those nice parts of certain racetracks in the world, and this is where the cars are made for driving. And I'm really proud to create an event with you like this.
Yes. No, thank you. I mean, for me, it's a pleasure. It's the dream cars of my youth. It's the cars and drivers I admired by growing up. This unique Rothmans livery, this beautiful Shell Dunlop car. I mean, this is already, the car looks like stunning fast just standing here. I mean,
this is what also makes me very proud that we are, you know, this is an honor, but it's also an obligation to maintain those cars and to bring them back in running condition. And besides our team from really cool mechanics, we also have the historical drivers with us. And this is a special moment for me. If you just look at this picture, the helmets of Derek Bell, we have your helmet, we have the helmet of Stritzel Stuck and from Jochen Maas. I get goosebumps when I look at this picture, because this is what makes Porsche special. Those guys still are keen on driving our cars on a racetrack.
Yes. No, and a big thank you to the Heritage team. I mean, preparing these cars. I mean, at Porsche, it's like you can really see the experience, you can smell the experience, you can speak to the people who shaped that success in the past. And it's not just like speaking theoretically. I mean, you can see the cars running and you can hear what it was like. And so that's for me always, I get goosebumps right now, because like I said, these are the cars when I grew up, and I decided to try to be a racing driver, you know.
And I give you a promise right now, we will do it for sure for the next 40 years.
That's a promise, because I have two guys, two young sons, and they want to be racing drivers as well, so yeah. Wow, what a day today here at Leipzig, celebrating the 40 years of Group C era. And now I got the understanding why this car was dominating the 80s like it did the 956, 962. It's the people behind this project building a car which still feels up to today, modern handling, feels nice to drive, and with very simple technical solutions. And for me, that's just the best result you can ever achieve. So Porsche has a vast history in motorsport and it will have a rich future as well.